The first Maker Faire event launched 8 years ago in the San Francisco Bay Area and has grown into an international movement. Here's some of the local participants to tell you why they got involved and how you can become a maker yourself.
My role here is as the co-chair of the Honolulu Mini Maker Faire. And so I've been involved since we came up with the idea to host one here in Honolulu. I'm the CEO of a company called Ready Zone HQ, and it's a startup that's focused on disaster preparedness. We're trying to make it easy for people to get ready for disasters. What I do on the side is I'm a woodworker, and so one of the hobbies I do is I like to build things. I like to put together kitchen cabinets, things like that, anything to deal with wood. And I found out that there's this whole maker movement that brings together people that make things within the community. There's thousands of these maker fairs and mini maker fairs that take place all throughout the world. The first ones started very small, trying to get the maker communities together, and the largest ones have over 100,000 people attend. Well, actually, Burt Lum was one of the main people that started it off with the Unconference, and the Unconference that took place last March. And so as a group of citizens came together, just talking about what they could do for the community, and the idea came up of let's bring a Maker Faire here to Honolulu. And this is the first one that we've ever done in Hawaii. A few months ago, we didn't even know if we were going to be able to have it because we weren't sure what the interest was going to be, and we were just blown away. There's over 700 people that registered to attend, and we've got about 30 different makers from the whole spectrum throughout Hawaii, from filmmakers to people that do things like knitting, to woodworking, blacksmithing, inventors, to the high tech with virtual reality. If you've ever tried it, it's amazing, kind of immerses you in a 3D world. And then some things like learning how to code. There's a number of different workshops here to teach people how to code. Dev League is one of them. There's Computational Thinkers, Oceanit, idea about the Inventors Association. And so it really opened my eyes to the wide variety of opportunities there are for people that are trying to get their hobbies off the ground or even build a business. Really the next step for us is to make sure that this is going to be something to continue in Hawaii. We look at the fact that Iolani has been gracious enough to host this here, and we're looking at making this an annual event. So we'd like to bring together the entire maker community and make sure that this continues into the future. People use the maker spaces and they're able to belong to the community.
My name is Ross Mukai. I'm the founder of Oahu Makerspace. And Oahu Makerspace is it's like an open workshop collective that everybody can come and work on anything that they're working on, creative, collaborative things, and they can tap into a larger group of people who might be working on different things, they might be working on similar things, but there's always a lot more experience that you can tap into in a kind of open workshop. Currently we're in about a 5,000 square foot wood shop down in Cummins Street in Kaka'ako. And right now a lot of the guys in there are making a lot of really neat wood stuff. We've got some of them are artists, some of them are more functional designers. They make cabinets and furniture and things like that. And then we've also got a welder who's really great, makes a lot of metal, functional railings and sinks and cabinets and things. And then he also makes metal sculptures, art, teaches classes at the Honolulu Academy of Arts on the weekends. And I do mostly laser cutting, CNC work, digital fabrication, and design and stuff. So you could think of it like a gym for people that are working on things. You don't want to have a weight rack in your house, so you go to the gym. So it's the same kind of thing. You don't want to have a CNC machine in your house, so you go to the makerspace. We're kind of trying to exercise minds, so I want to connect people's minds to their hands so that they can express whatever it is, that creative things that they're working on that they want to get made.
Ross recently built this amazing Rube Goldberg machine that's installed up at the Spalding House Museum. They're having this Inquiring Finds exhibit. I took my students to the Inquiring Finds exhibit, invited Ross to come and speak to them. These guys, who wouldn't touch science with a 10-foot pole, came out of that telling me it was the best field trip ever. Art, science, they were talking about simple machines, they were talking about Rube Goldberg machines, they were talking about all the different art that they saw, and it was an amazing experience for them. And that's something that Ross has done through Oahu Makerspace.
This is a printer off of the Kickstarter. It's a Delta style 3D printer. This is running off of an ABS plastic filament. And it melts it down like a glue gun and lays it out line by line, building up models. This one actually has to print really slow because it's very thin. This one is about an hour, this one is about 2 hours. These four will take about an hour and a half.
Past the 3D printers, that's what's called an eggbot machine. And the eggbot's essentially a CNC lathe but instead of controlling a bit, it's controlling a pen. It rotates the egg, and then it rotates the pen, and it draws whatever you want onto the egg. I think part of the practical application in something like an egg bot is you're teaching people about material handling and about machine tools, and you're essentially using a CNC lathe and giving people experience setting it up, using it, designing things, and then actually making them.
I'm hoping that people will come and see that technology doesn't have to be scary, that it can be a lot of fun, that it goes into a classroom beautifully, and that, you know, it can be used for more than just the geeky stuff, right? Because yeah, I'm a geek. I'm married a geek. It's what we are. But I'm also an artist, and so I really enjoy using technology to create art.
The best way to get in contact with us is through the website, oahumakerspace.com, or on Facebook, facebook.com/oahumakerspace.
My name is Alan Salitum. I'm a software developer at Happy Hour Pal. Happy Hour Pal is an app that lets you find the cheapest and most convenient way to find happy hours in Hawaii, and also we're moving to the mainland. After Blue Startups, I started working with Happy Hour Pal. So Maker Faire actually came out of Burt Lum's Unconference. It was on a subject that people talked about last year. People just got together and wanted to see this happen, so the maker community came together to really get behind this event. A maker is like someone who just kind of likes to make things, but it's also about education and enlightenment. A lot of things we buy are already packaged up for us, so it's not easy to know how things work. So a maker is really interested in kind of how things function and work, and thinks about even trying to improve it. We have a group, High Capacity, teaching the audience how to solder. Over to the side over here, we have Iolani, which is doing art with a laser cutter, and there's also another group doing soldering as well, creating little robots out of toothbrushes. Soldering is important if you're interested in electronics. It's kind of the glue that holds the pieces together and maintains electrical connection for you. For tech guys, it's pretty important. People do less soldering and you can automate a lot of the process. But it's nice to be able to go back to the roots where how things started and teach people about how things work. For someone to get involved in the maker movement, you just have to be more just curious. So it doesn't really take much, just a curious mind to really want to learn and really see how things function and talk to other people about it. It's about community and just education and enlightenment.
We'll have more stories from the Maker Faire later in the show, so don't change that channel. Stick around.